Hello everyone, Ken and Loey here. This time with Path of Exile, and this current league, Delirium League, has gone under several different changes, balancing. So I just kind of wanted to make a video on how much this league has changed. So basically, Grinding Gears games, they have nerfed pretty much the damage of all Delirium monsters, I think, across the board. And in my league review, what I didn't know was that a lot of the things that I kept dying from was from on-death effects. So you kill something, and then it explodes or spawns something that does area damage, that sort of thing. Because with Delirium, of course, all of the fog and everything being gray, I could not see that. So a lot of the time it was very frustrating to just seemingly randomly die by nothing. And in some cases it really did feel like I was dying from nothing. So they have drastically improved that, as well as making it so the monsters aren't so much stronger than all of their content. And currently I'm actually level 90, and me and Warmonger got to level 90 pretty much within like 10 days of the league coming out, so definitely was hyped for this league. Unfortunately, we kind of are at the stage where we lost steam, so I'm going to throw in a tier 8 map, because this character, especially alone, I'm not really good enough with him to do super high level maps solo yet. So let's see if we can find the mirror. So, the most important changes...
Back for another sparring session, Exile?
Oh, yes I am.
I've learned a few.
The unrighteous will be turned to ash.
So also, I think they have given a little bit more time in between the explosions. And see right there? Those things that would pop up, they are now red. So now they're very noticeable in contrast to the gray background. So that is very nice. And another thing too is that they made it so that all movement slowing effects have drastically reduced duration compared to what they had before. Let's see if I can kill enough to show. The third thing is when you get 3 stacks of the reward now, you get a different type of reward on top of that. So let's say if you get a weapon thing as your first reward, and you just don't care about that, well, if you kill enough, you could potentially get something else that might be a lot more useful to you, like currency or blight stuff. You never know. I mean, it's random. But you get multiple rewards now, and if you get 3 stacks of the second reward, so a total of 5 on the main reward, you actually get a third reward of some kind. So if you have a good enough build to kill fast enough to keep up with the map, I actually haven't played Path of Exile in a few days, so I am a little bit not as good as not as experienced with this as I was before. But anyway, pretty much like everything that this league has done has been improved to the point where it is fun. I mean, I don't seemingly randomly die every time that I go through the mirror and monsters start showing up. They aren't as ridiculously strong, making me avoid the mirror and things like that. So that is definitely improvement to me. So besides that, I think they did some minor changes to the boss encounter. I don't remember the specifics, but I think they made it so that they did some minor changes to it. I don't specifically remember, actually. Here's the view. Oh, Taina's in this map as well. Very good. So I'm just trying to think if there was anything else for me to add. So those were the main changes. Oh, one thing that I did remember is that you can now select master missions from the map device itself now, instead of talking to the person that you want. Would rather have Catalyst. So I'd say overall, if you really didn't like the first week of Delirium, and to be honest, I didn't really like it specifically either, because of... I really think that the on-death effects were really unnecessary, and they pretty much said in their post that the reason why they even had these on-death effects was to try to affect the players that had builds that would kill everything instantly, which in my mind is probably like the top 10% of people, maybe 20% if you stretch it, but they were having their whole league mechanic designed around the top people, which pretty much alienates the majority of players, which doesn't... Why would you do that? On-death effects, regardless if you have a good build or not, they are very annoying. But another thing is that the time limit. They still haven't gotten rid of the time limit, as you saw. They supposedly increased the time, which it does feel longer, but I really think that they should have just gotten rid of the time limit altogether. It just seems unnecessary. And I think there's even a bindable key to end an encounter. Yeah, end Delirium encounter. Toggle highlight Z. I guess I'll need to figure out a key to actually activate that. So you need to bind another key in order to even end the Delirium encounter, apparently. But with this in there, I just don't understand, like, the time limit just seems very unnecessary. And it kind of seemed like they didn't want people to go as fast as possible, and then they do this. So what can you do, I guess? Honestly, I don't even know what key I could put in there. F2, maybe. I'm sure I'm not even gonna remember that, but it's there. So yeah, those were the major changes to Delirium that I can recall overall. So in my opinion, they pretty much fix most of the issues that I had with this league, and it seems like if they had this form of Delirium at the league start, there definitely wouldn't be nearly as much outcry or people quitting the league altogether right from the get-go. So I guess that's what happens when stuff isn't tested as thoroughly as it should be. So yeah. So before I end this here, I did want to make one mention of to beware of scammers in Path of Exile. So overall, with my trading experience, I don't think I've ever really traded with anyone that was trying to scam, personally. Though Warmonger trying to buy an item for me got scammed with awakened gems. So I'm just putting this on the tail end. I know it's not really related to Delirium, but if somebody is selling the awakened gems roughly 20% less than everyone else, the going rate, and it says that the time frame the gem was up is like multiple days, then that is most likely a scam. And the reason why I'm putting this out there is because he tried to buy an awakened curse on hit for me for 7.5 exalts and got the normal curse on hit instead of the awakened version. And anyone knows the awakened gems, there's a big difference between the awakened version of curse on hit and the normal one. So I just want to put this out there that if you're buying an awakened gem, make sure it is the awakened version and the person that you're trying to trade with isn't putting in there a normal version and not the awakened one that you're paying for. So just wanted to throw that in there. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this is show a bit of positivity for Delirium League, and if you decided to quit it, maybe this will be good enough for you to jump straight in. I mean, there's 10 weeks left of it, and with the situation going around with the virus, well, it sounds like most people are indoors at home anyway. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.